Kol ha-neshama hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol ha-neshama hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol ha-neshama hallelujah, hallelujah. Yai-rai, 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 Kol ha-neshama hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to our monthly meditation Shabbat with Yogallelu. I guess not every month really has Yogallelu, but every month has meditation Shabbat, and many have Yogallelu. So this week, I hope you're ready to stretch out your body a bit and get completely into a Shabbat restful place within your body and soul. We're going to start tonight, as we always do, with our candle lighting. I can't fully see what is in frame here. Okay. Here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. We take a moment to let the warmth and light of these Shabbat candles sink in, watch the flames dance, and hope that our souls will meet them in this sort of light movement of playful energy. Move this very carefully a little bit more out of the way so that I don't accidentally kick it over and start a fire while we are stretching out. Okay, so now we're going to start back with Kol HaNeshama, restarting our chanting, but starting our moon salutations for this evening. So we're starting in mountain pose. Your feet are about hips width distant apart. Everything is in alignment. Your shoulders are back, down and back. You're standing alert but not tense. So you can feel everything. All of your muscles are activated but shouldn't be straining. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Kol HaNeshama, everything that breathes, or every breath, is a praise of God to Hallelujah. Kol HaNeshama Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Kol HaNeshama Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Kol ha-neshama hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yai-rai, yai-rai, rai, yai-rai, yai-rai, rai, yai-rai, rai, rai. Yai-rai, 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 Kol ha-neshama hallelujah, hallelujah. Sometimes when I'm singing or praying, and especially with a chant like that that's very repetitive and you can sort of feel the music in your body, I noticed that I was rocking. I know that I often rock or sway when I sing and pray, but this pose, this Shabbat, with its yoga poses and its meditative long stretches of chanting, are meant to help bring us into silence. And sometimes that's its own kind of work. I know on Shabbat, what it means to rest from work means a lot of different things to different people. And sometimes it takes more energy to remember to stop and to take that deep breath and to come into stillness. So that's what I just noticed in my body tonight as well. And I hope that you're sort of taking stock of those things as we go through these movements and blessings tonight. We are going to continue through our moon salutation with some more blessings. So again, if we are still in this mountain pose, now we're going to come up to an upward salute. So your back is bending ever so slightly backward, and then forward fold. You can kind of pedal out your legs and really get that stretch in the hamstrings as we bow and salute to the Sabbath bride. Boikala, 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 boikala. Boikala, 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 boikala. Lecha dodi, likrat kala. Pene Shabbat nekabela. Boikala, 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 boikala. Boikala, 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 boikala. Lecha dodi, Mikrat kala, Pene Shabbat nekabela. Boikala, 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 boikala. Boikala, 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 boikala. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Boikala, 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 boikala. 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 Take your feet out now as wide as your mat, if you have a mat. Otherwise, take your feet out a little bit past hips width distance. And your arms are straight. This is star pose, but we're going to bring it all the way down into goddess pose as we acknowledge the divine feminine, the Shekhinah, in each of all of us. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. One more. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Through our Shema, we will take our time with each word, each syllable, really breathing in and out each word. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. And as we do that, we will flow through a few of our moon salutation poses, really feeling the energy that connects us all through Hashem, Adonai, the ineffable spirit of the universe, however you understand it, that connection that draws each of us together, that higher power. Oh, so the poses that I will be flowing through, we're going to start back in star pose. Don't worry, we're not going to come back into goddess squat. That really burns the quads there. But we're going to tilt into triangle pose, come back through star, triangle the other way, and then come into pyramid. So your feet are kind of parallel, no, not parallel, stacked over each other, but about a foot apart, and coming down like that. Okay, that's the flow. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Yogallelu tov le'olam va'ed. And we're back in star pose. We'll take that flow one more time, just flowing, focusing, as I said, on what your body needs. What does it mean this Shabbat to stop, to sit into some stretching, maybe some discomfort, but in a way that's gonna make you feel better on the other side of it. So as we're doing this whole flow, I'm thinking about, the way that my body wanted to sway during during Kol HaNeshama, when that was not the goal, during mountain pose. Today at Gan Teva, with the preschoolers at Ner Shalom, we were practicing our listening ears with red light, green light, and knowing how to stop our bodies and keep our team Gan Teva together. And one of our little friends said that he had too much energy and he could not stop when our teacher said red light. But that's sort of what I mean when I say that sometimes it takes more energy to stop. It's harder to take that pause, to take that Shabbat, to disconnect from all of the things that we are so used to just running with, whether that's physically running and not hearing when somebody says red light, whether that's disconnecting from our jobs, our emails, social media, whether that's remembering to check in with our bodies and see how our muscles are feeling. Whether you are an avid exerciser, maybe you're a fan of running or weightlifting, or maybe you don't exercise at all, and maybe you do yoga all the time. But whatever your practice is, you probably need an extra moment to remember to stop, do some stretches, do some restorative yoga, which this isn't fully restorative yoga. It's not principled enough. I'm not a licensed yoga instructor. This is just Yogallelu. But hopefully it gets you a little bit in that zone of, a loosened up body, ready to relax and enjoy Shabbat. Our Torah portion this week is Parshat Toldot, which I will talk about more tomorrow morning in an actual sermon. But tonight I want you to, as always, for our meditation, either if you spend your workday mostly at a computer, or, at a desk, I guess. It doesn't have to be at a computer, but at a desk, really sitting, probably hunched over. You need to stretch out that lower back. So take this time to get into child's pose. Your toes are together. Your heels are right under your tuchus. Your knees are a little bit at an angle, a little bit apart, so your torso fits right down there in between your knees. Don't let your tuchus come up from your heels. That's a problem I have, is I just kind of lurch forward, but really try to stretch out that lower back by the tailbone and reach forward. You can also kind of grasp your heels with your hands. For me, I like the reaching forward because it also gets a little bit of a stretch like in the armpit, and my shoulders always hurt, so that feels really good. So if you spend your day at a desk, hold that pose for a few minutes. If you have a job that you're on your feet a lot, especially if you're on your feet in one place, if you're a teacher and you're standing in front of a classroom, standing at the whiteboard, but not necessarily actually moving a whole lot, you're just moving around that, 10 feet by 10 feet classroom, and then you need to let the blood flow back to your head, to your torso from your feet. So you can either do legs on wall, sit up right against a wall if you have one accessible to you, or just some happy baby, dead bugs. Just something that kind of lets the blood flow out of your feet and back up to the rest of your body. Gentle stretching. Legs on wall will get more in those hamstrings. Happy baby or dead bug gets more in the hip flexors. So whatever it is that you feel you need most right now, get into a comfortable stretch and sit there for a moment. With your eyes closed. Our meditation tonight, as I said, I want to reflect on the Torah portion. I'm seated because it's hard to talk and be at those awkward angles at the same time, but you should still be holding your stretch. About halfway, maybe sort of toward the end of the Torah portion in Parshat Toldot, is the scene when Jacob steals Esau's blessing from their father Isaac, poor blind Isaac. And when Esau learns what Jacob has done, he cries out to Isaac, "Have you no blessing for me, Father?" And I've spoken on this before, and this is not actually what my sermon tomorrow will be about. We'll talk more extensively about the rest of the parsha tomorrow. But that line, it really sits with me every year. Have you no blessing for me? Have you no more blessings? Is really the question. This blessing was supposed to be for me. Okay, you gave it to my brother. And that's it? You have one blessing total? That's it? This man of God, Isaac? So as you're holding your poses and you're sitting with your eyes closed, take a moment and really think about what is the blessing that you need to ask for this Shabbat? What are we missing? What feels like it's been yanked out away from us this week? And what is it that we need now? Maybe it's reassurance. Maybe it's something to do with our jobs. Maybe it's something with our families. Maybe it's just rest and calm. Maybe it's the promise of a future. Something health related or children related. As with Esau and this blessing to be the father of a great nation. Maybe it's something spiritual, some connection with the divine that you're yearning for, that you're looking for. What is it that's just missing this week? And hold that thought. Really let it sit with you. So if you're in child pose, let it cradle in your arms as you lean forward. If you're in Happy Baby, let it sink in your hips, like hug your knees to yourself and give yourself that blessing that's missing from you. I can't promise that that blessing you're looking for, that you need, will come to you this Shabbat. Esau doesn't quite get the blessing he's hoping for when he cries out. But he does get a blessing, and he does have a decent storyline of his own. He marries presumably for love, since his parents disapprove of his wives, so they must have other great qualities that, merit his attention at the bitterness of his parents. He becomes very wealthy. He and Jacob do make up at some point in the future. So maybe the blessing that you will get is not in quite the shape that you're looking for right now, but it might come in other ways, other forms. Might be a different blessing, but a blessing all the same. Be open to it. Let your heart be open to it. Your palms open to receive, ready to receive. Be flexible, nimble, ready to flow whatever life sends you. And may you find your blessings. You can come out of whichever stretch pose you chose. Open your eyes. Take a reach toward the ceiling. A little stretch to each side. And a deep breath in and out. Oh, say shalom, Ramah. Oh, yeah, I say shalom aleinu. Le'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru, imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Imru, amen. For our concluding blessings, we will do some cat-cow. As I said, often in life, we need to be flexible. We need to have a nimble back, ready to carry the world's burdens, ready to roll with the punches, ready to accept the blessings that come our way, even when they are not the blessings we were looking for. So we're going to do some cat-cow stretches to really loosen up that spine. So with your inhales, sink your belly low, stick your butt in the air, and lift up your eyes to the ceiling. With your exhales, tuck your tailbone under, arch your back, arch your belly. Let your head drop heavy, like a Halloween cat. V'hashevota el levavecha Ki Adonai Hu ha-Elohim V'ha-Shevota El-Evadecha Ki Adonai Hu ha-Elohim V'ha-Shevota El-Evadecha Ki Adonai Hu ha-Elohim. Flat back. V'nemar v'haya Adonai v'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. You can come to a comfortable seat, maybe do some shoulder rolls while we say our prayer for healing. As I read the names on my list, feel free to add any names in the chat for those for whom you would like to say a healing prayer. Mary Kennedy, Rosalind Cantu, Mike Haug, Lori Perry, Nick Joliat, Rhoda Wessler, Rhonda Butler, Ricky Grant, Shoshana Bat Abraham, Minna Dornfeld, Ira Dornfeld, Juliet Aregi, Leslie White, Elaine Skolnick, Marilyn Frito, Anna Parias, Frank Lerner, John Solomon, Ann Cohen, Charlotte Birch, Anita Ash, Joseph Matter, Daryl Swan, Doris Hudson Trujillo, Susan Smith, Mary Lou Manzelli, Kevin Kossoff, Devin Kennedy, Herb Leventhal, Kai Bean, Gail O'Neill, Rachel Hofford, Bruce Berg, Patty Bergeron, Rabbi Bellows, Marcy Bellows, and Cindy Merrill. And yes, okay. Feel free to keep adding any names in the chat while we say our chant for healing. El na rafana la, God please heal her. El na rafana lo, God please heal him. And El na rafana lanu, God please heal all of us. Steve Brennan. El na rafana la, El na rafana lo, El na rafana lanu. El na rafana la, El na rafana lo, El na rafana lanu. El na rafana la, El na rafana lo, El na rafana lanu. El na rafana la, El na rafana lo, El na rafana lanu. El na rafana la, El na rafana lo, El na rafana lanu. El na rafana la, El na rafana lo, El na rafana lanu. El na rafana la, El na rafana lo, El na rafana lanu. And now for our final blessing. those who are no longer with us in body, but remain with us in spirit. This week marks a yahrzeit for Dora Balin, Oscar Markowitz, Lawrence Goldberg, and we are still within the year of mourning for Joe Davis, Kathleen Schindler, Jamie Bellitz, Neil Savage, Anne O'Neill, Bruce Schechter, Bernard Strassner, Ruth Sherman, Louis Aaron Honig, Jean Sullivan, Carolyn Rubel-Magrum, David Nemero, Tom Lombard, Marion Finkel, Steve McGrew, Herbert Levy, Lynn Steffen, Debbie Taylor Wright, Mark Anderson, Gary Sullivan, Samuel Fallis, and Ken Krause. For those that wish to sink into our yoga practice and let all that stretching settle into your bones and your muscles, I invite you to take final resting pose, Shavasana now. For those for whom that's too morbid, you can rise as you might typically do for the Kaddish, or just remain in your comfortable seated position. Yitgadal, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah, Ve'alma, Dibra, Chirute, Ve'amlich Malchute, Ve'chayachon, U'v'yomechon, U'chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Va'agala, U'vizman Hariv V'imru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach, Le'olam Olomei Amaya, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitnaseh, Yithadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shmei Dekudesha Brechu, Ve'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Da'amiran Be'alma V'imru, Amen. Yesh lama Rabba min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mrovav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, V'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mrovav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'imru, Imru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. V'imru, Amen. Reach your arms up overhead, do like a big morning stretch that you might do before getting out of bed. Take one more deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Turn onto one side and take another deep breath in the fetal position. Before slowly coming back up to sit up straight. Rub your third eye or that spot that gets dizzy when you sit up. Bring it to heart center. A few announcements while you grab your challah and grape juice, or your banana bread and wine, perhaps, for motzi and kiddush. Just a heads up that next month we will not have our regular monthly meditation Shabbat or our regular monthly morning Shabbat Shacharit. The first weekend of next month is actually Hanukkah Shabbat. So that Friday night, December 5th, I think is the Friday night, will be, or is it the 3rd? It's definitely a day. The first Friday in December, we will meet at the synagogue and have our Hanukkah Shabbat service all together. For those not able to come into the synagogue with us, we will, of course, also stream that to YouTube. Those able to come in person, please do bring your menorahs and light them with us. And that Saturday, the first Saturday of December, there will not be a morning service, but there will be a Top Havdalah Shabbat Latke thing for our families that have children 5 and under, led by Miss Amanda, our cantorial soloist. So please do join us for those two events next month, even though it throws off our typical Shabbat schedule a little bit. In the meantime, next week is a regular Shabbat at 7:30 in the sanctuary and live stream to YouTube. The following Shabbat after that is our family Shabbat, the 19th. I should have put these dates in front of me. Yes, the 19th, November 19th, is our family Shabbat. So services start at 7 o'clock that night, again, in the sanctuary or on YouTube, with participation from our religious school students. And then the last Friday in November is Thanksgiving. It's the day after Thanksgiving, so many of us will be traveling or traveling home or with family in various capacities. So that is a home Shabbat. There will be no in-person or live stream service that weekend. Meanwhile, Adult Ed is back by, not Adult Ed, Torah Study is back by request. Instead of Thursdays, we are moving to Mondays. So starting this coming Monday, November 8th, through December 20th, every Monday at noon, join us on Zoom for discussion of that week's Torah portion. So the one that will be discussed the Friday following that Monday, or that Shabbat following that Monday. And I think that's it. This Sunday is parent breakfast for religious school families. So if you attend religious school, if your kids attend a religious school, please plan to join us for the morning. Don't just drop them off and leave this Sunday. The youth group is finishing the Fear Street trilogy, again, by their request, this Sunday after Hebrew school. Tomorrow there is Shabbat Shacharit at the synagogue. There's a lot going on. Check eKibitz, check Facebook, check all the places. Email us if I missed something or you have other questions. Let's wrap this up. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. Chaim. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. The Teavon. Do a last shake out of your legs. A stretch in every direction. I hope you enjoyed this Meditation Shabbat, we will close with one last round of Kol HaNeshama. Kol HaNeshama Hallelujah, Hallelujah. 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 Kol HaNeshama Hallelujah, Hallelujah.